Chicago Bears bold 2025 free agency moves. During the 2025 free agency season, the Bears have generated a lot of buzz, and it appears that the team is finally getting some new life. If you've been paying attention, you're aware that the front office made a number of high-profile decisions that many supporters had been anticipating. This summer, bringing in seasoned players who can contribute on both sides of the ball was the main goal. You can see a real dedication to enhancing the trenches and providing the necessary protection for Caleb Williams, the rookie quarterback, when you watch the highlights and read about the agreement. Stay tuned as we discuss Chicago Bears' bold 2025 free agency move. The Bears haven't been afraid to spend money to get the appropriate components in recent months. They signed players that had established themselves in the NFL and made transactions. The acquisition of experienced guard Joe Thuney from the Kansas City Chiefs was one of the most notable decisions. He provides a plethora of experience to the offensive line, and his background is the sort that can assist and mentor younger players. The squad also acquired Jonah Jackson from the Los Angeles Rams in addition to Thuney. Jackson fits in nicely with a scheme that prioritizes strong run blocking and pass protection, and he has demonstrated that he can manage the mental and physical demands of starting in the NFL. These actions show that the Bears are committed to giving Caleb Williams every chance to succeed because they recognize that a potent offensive line will provide him time to do his best. The defensive front was not overlooked, even if the offensive side of the ball saw a significant boost. Grady Jarrett, a defensive lineman with a lot of muscle and knowledge, was acquired by the club. In order to balance an offense that has historically dominated the passing game, his ability to stop the run and apply pressure in the pocket will be crucial. The Bears signed edge rusher Dayo Odeyingbo in addition to Jarrett. Despite his prior production's ups and downs, if he can establish consistency, the potential is there. These additions are supposed to give the defense a more physical presence so they can compete with the league's best offensive lines. The Bears want to build a club that can score points and keep them off the board by focusing on both sides of the ball. Let's now examine these actions' implications on the field in more detail. The offensive line is considered the engine room of any successful team. The Bears are trying to provide this vital unit leadership and expertise, as seen by their purchase of Joe Thuney. Thuney is a mentor as well as a player. His career is replete with instances of how sound technique and astute play can free up running lanes and protect the quarterback. As a Bears supporter, you may recall previous seasons when the club was exposed to a lot of pressure due to a porous line. It's hoped that young Caleb Williams will have more time in the pocket to locate his receivers and make plays now that Thuney is involved. This is about bringing intelligence to the team, not simply strength, and Thuney's depth of experience may benefit the whole team. Jonah Jackson provides another form of strength in addition to Thuney. He knows the value of chemistry on the line and has high-level playing experience from his time with the Rams. What difference does having two seasoned guards actually make, you might wonder? The way football is played now holds the key to the solution. Players who comprehend the subtleties of blocking schemes can make the difference between a big play and a sack in a league where speed and accuracy are crucial. On the field, Jackson may be expected to communicate as well as block, allowing for last-minute adjustments in the event that the opposing defense unexpectedly appears. The Bears hope that his ability to switch between positions, which he learned from his previous stints with other teams, will result in an offensive line that is more adaptable and durable. The new additions are sending a powerful message to the defense as well. The Bears' acquisition of Grady Jarrett has garnered a lot of interest. Jarrett consistently puts pressure on the opposition's backfield, satisfying the desire of many fans for a seasoned presence on the defensive front. He helps set the tone for the defensive unit in addition to interfering with plays. The defense can function at its peak when the offensive line takes care of the quarterback and running backs. Jarrett is expected to contribute the same level of intensity to the Bears' defense because of his background, which is full of strong play and decisive actions. You can observe how his experience enables him to read the opponent's movements and respond appropriately, frequently converting possible big plays into routine stops during practice and competition. Then there is the edge rusher Dayo Odeyingbo, who has displayed brilliant moments in the past. Fans have been somewhat more divided over his signing. Some are concerned that the high compensation he is receiving is not commensurate with his prior output. But according to one school of thought, a player like Odeyingbo can advance significantly with the correct system and coaching. His highlights have shown his speed and ability to get to the quarterback. If he can be reliable, he could be a valuable player under pressure. Undoubtedly, it's a risk, but the Bears are prepared prepared to accept it. This acquisition is a ray of hope for supporters who have been let down by a defense that occasionally lacks a competitive edge. Odeyingbo has the potential to be the defensive spark that the team needs at key points in the game if he performs as expected. These actions show a change from a rebuilding mentality to a win-now mentality, which is good news for those of you who are constantly searching for indications that the team is committed to creating for the future. The Bears are tackling one of the most prevalent issues in football, losing the battle in the trenches, by addressing both the offensive and defensive lines. The flow of a game is frequently determined by the line play. While a strong defensive front can disrupt even the most experienced offenses, a strong offensive line can inspire a quarterback to make audacious throws. The goal of free agency is to establish stability and balance for all, which is what every fan has been longing for. Contractually speaking, the agreements appear to show a fair strategy. For example, a team trying to combine youth and experience would be wise to sign Thuney, even though his contract may not be the most lucrative in the league. Given the caliber of work that Jonah Jackson is expected to produce, his contract makes sense. On the defensive side, while there is some concern over the high price tag for players like Dayo Odeyingbo, it is important to remember that investing in proven talent can pay dividends in a tough division. The Bears have not shied away from spending where they feel it counts. This willingness to invest might be exactly what is needed to get the team to perform at a higher level consistently. So what does all this mean for the Bears moving forward? Let's talk about the potential impact of these moves on the team's overall performance. If you are a fan who has waited years for a team that looks like it can compete week in and week out, these free agency acquisitions might be the turning point you have been hoping for. There is a lot of optimism in the air, and while nothing is guaranteed in the unpredictable world of football, these signings give reason to be excited. The focus is clearly on building a team that can make a run in the playoffs. With a more solid offensive line, Caleb Williams might finally get the protection he needs to develop into the franchise quarterback many believe he can be. Likewise, with a stronger defensive front, the Bears could finally see an improvement in stopping some of the high-powered offenses in the league. It is important to keep in mind that free agency moves do not automatically translate into wins. There is a period of adjustment where the new players have to learn the system and build chemistry with their teammates. For instance, even though Thuney and Jonah Jackson bring experience, their success will depend on how well they can gel with the rest of the offensive line. The same goes for the defense. While Grady, Jarrett, and Dayo Odeyingbo bring individual talent, football is a team sport, and their success will largely depend on the overall unit's ability to work together. This offseason, however, the focus is on laying down a foundation that can be built upon. The management's decision to invest in experienced players suggests that they are serious about creating a culture of accountability and hard work. As the season unfolds, the challenge will be to see how these pieces fit together on the field. Do you believe that these moves will finally put the Bears on the path to the playoffs? How do you think the new signings will blend with the existing roster? Your opinions matter, and it is through conversations like these that we can all appreciate the ups and downs of our favorite team. Make sure if you enjoyed this video you like and subscribe to see more. We will see you next time.